So let's talk about LeBron James. If you guys didn't know, he just reached 40,000 regular season points, being apart from obviously the leading scorer in NBA history, which he already was. He also just became the first player to ever reach that milestone. In my opinion, yesterday was really a league for, people, and it was really a moment where everyone could come together and just appreciate, basketball and how good the league and how well it has progressed. Yesterday, LeBron James against the Denver Nuggets in a loss managed to have a performance which was pretty good. He had the best performance out of anybody, right? And he was able to capture his 40,000 point mark with a layup against the Denver Nuggets, obviously. He was pretty good. He got 25 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. And honestly, LeBron recently has been on a pretty much of a tear. He's been playing great. He's been having a lot of good games. But yesterday, well, no, he had 26 points. I'm sorry. He had 26 points, 9 assists, and 4 rebounds with 3 steals. He shot pretty well, but his team still lost. The Lakers, which were leading for most of the game, got a 35-point fourth quarter put on their head, and that basically sold them the game. In my opinion, even if we look at everything that's, possible, I do believe that they should have not lost that game. It was pretty dumb, and when you look at how well they had been, right? Plus, when you look at the depth chart for the Lakers and how their new starting lineup has been looking, you could obviously see that they should have won this game. If you guys didn't know, for the Nuggets, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is not playing right now, so that has basically caused the Denver Nuggets to start Christian Brown in these games. Yesterday he didn't play very well, and it was really a Jokic and Murray game where they both had. Jokic had 35.7 assists and 10 rebounds, where Murray had 24 points, 11 assists, and 6 rebounds. They were both amazing yesterday. But in my opinion, what really changed about this game and what really made this game interesting was the fact that the Lakers are now running officially their new starting lineup. Obviously, the Lakers are one of those teams which have been testing starting lineups, but having Rui Hachimura as a starter is an amazing idea. He's good. He's an amazing player. He really has the, abilities to really show out and make himself one of the best players in the league. And in my opinion, right, when you have a guy like that, it's good to take those types of players and maximize their potential, especially when you have guys in your team like LeBron and AD, which will always be the superstars, so you don't need to worry about them and any issues that you may have in that regard. So when we have, these players, and when we have these Laker guys, which are all very, very good, and when we have this starting lineup of D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, I do believe that this should be the starting lineup for the future. Maybe until you can find something of some substance with another player. I do believe that there should be a better approach towards this starting lineup, as they've obviously shown that they can really play and that they have the potential to be one of the best starting lineups in the league. Now, the real question that I have right now is, will they make the playoffs? And in my opinion, it doesn't look like these guys are going to make the playoffs. These Lakers players look winded. They don't look like they're really excited. And this is not to hate. I just think that when you have players and when you have a team where some nights they look like the best players in the world and some other nights they look really trash, right? It just becomes a question of how much do your players care about winning? How much do your players care about the intangibles, about the things that you don't see on a stat sheet? And in my opinion, it doesn't really look like that might be the case. The reason why is because when we have these types of players, right, we can't guarantee that you're going to win a championship just because you have LeBron James on the team. And that's something that I don't think the Lakers understand, because they play through their stars, and they really do. And it's become to the point where it's like, hey, it doesn't matter if you play through your stars or not. You can. There's a lot of teams that do, like the Denver Nuggets do. But you can't have lazy tendencies, bad coordination, inconsistent shot making, just because you and your team don't have this hunger for winning, because you think that you're just going to win a lot because you have LeBron on your team and AD. And this is, in my opinion, what separates a team like the Denver Nuggets from a team like the Lakers, and it's that mentality, right? The Denver Nuggets are known for just being humble. They're poised, they're calm. Like in this game, even, you saw them that it was the fourth quarter, right? They had a lot of time to go. They had just put up an amazing quarter on the Lakers, and they had just tied up the game. And then they went out there and they won the game because they scored 10 more points in the fourth quarter than the Lakers. So you could see these types of plays, and they're the examples of great coaching, great playmaking, great consistency, and a team which actually is centered on winning. So in my opinion, what do the Lakers need to do? First, you can't do any moves to your roster. So any move that you do is either a mentality move or it's a move that you're basing it off of, coaching. So in my opinion, should the Lakers trade or fire Darvin Ham? This has been the big question recently for a lot of people, as Darvin Ham is one of those coaches where it's like he's not really a coach, He's more of a guy who just plays off of what LeBron thinks. And LeBron is great. LeBron could probably coach this team by himself. But the problem is that there is a disconnect between what is good for the team and what the coaches want them to run. For example, D'Angelo Russell has been the best player, not named Anthony Davis or LeBron James, for the Lakers in the past few games. And this is just facts. He scored a lot of points. He was the only player in the starting lineup to have a positive plus-minus last game, and he's been shooting the crap out of the ball. But when we look at the games, we see that D'Angelo Russell, unless it's a game where they really focus their energy on using him, they're not really getting him as involved as he needs to be in the offensive category. So what I'm saying is, when you have players like Rui Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell, Jackson Hayes, Cam Reddish, which all actually give something to the team and actually make the team better, then what are we talking about? Look, I understand that sometimes running all of these players can be difficult. And I'm sorry to compare, but take a piece out of the Denver Nuggets book and go and start utilizing your players. It doesn't have to be a situation where you utilize them and they are bad or you utilize them in big moments. It's just like in the third quarter, right? To not have LeBron and AD out there, you could have Jackson Hayes, Rui Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, and Jared Vanderbilt when he comes back, and that's a perfectly competent lineup that could probably keep up with a lot of teams for certain stints of time. In my opinion, the Lakers are not doing a good job at like with the administration of their lineup, and I do believe that they just have to be better if they want to even try to win a championship.